Hey guys, welcome into today's video. So with spring ball quickly approaching, it's time to start preparing ourselves for some transfer departures for guys who see the writing on the wall in regards to their role on the team. Now, while I hate to see any player leave the program, I am very happy for players these days with the fact that they get to seek out another opportunity to actually get on the field as opposed to just rotting on the bench like players of the past. So before we get into it today, if you guys are enjoying the videos, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in, and let's get into it. Okay, so first up is one of my favorite players on the team in redshirt sophomore quarterback Miller Moss. Now before I go any further with this, I do hope Miller stays. I think he's a very talented guy. I could absolutely see the 2024 season being a Mac Jones, Bryce Young situation. If you didn't know, Bryce Young sat his entire true freshman year at Alabama, Mac Jones played over him, and they won a national title in 2020. If Miller is on the team still, it's not guaranteed that Malachi will be the starter. He could be the guy in 2024, but looking at it from a different angle, I could definitely see him transferring after the spring. He is good enough to be a Power 5 starter in my opinion, and on top of his natural talent, he has a year of training with the best quarterback and quarterback coach in America, so that can't hurt either. There are a lot of teams who would love to bring in a player of Miller's caliber. I hate to say it, but Utah needs a quarterback with the news of Cam Rising's ACL being torn. If he wanted to go the G5 route, he could start day one for San Diego State among many other schools. Bottom line, he's going to have options, and like I said earlier, I do really hope he stays, but if he decides it's in his best interest to leave the program, I'll fully support him wherever he goes. Okay, next up is redshirt junior offensive tackle Cortland Ford. Cortland does have a chance to earn playing time in the spring, but with all the additions to the offensive line room, it's going to be really tough to crack that lineup. The coaching staff has also shown to not have the most faith in Cortland. When he was healthy last year and guys in front of him went down, they had chances to put him in, and they didn't. That really says a lot to me. Of course, he did play in the Cotton Bowl, so he was obviously doing some good things towards the end of the year. And Cortland does have a lot of things to like about his game. He's a big physical guy. He's pretty athletic for his size. From the outside looking in, it seemed like he was really lacking consistency last year, and it's hard for me to really see a path for playing time for him. Hopefully he can blossom into the big time player we all know he can be, but he is definitely on my potential transfer list. Next up is another player I really think so highly of. This guy is way too good to not be a #1 back somewhere. Of course, I'm talking about running back Darwin Bartlett. I love Darwin's running style. He's very easy to watch, if that makes sense. He's very physical and can run someone over, as we saw in the UCLA game, but he's just very smooth overall. He deserves to be a starter somewhere. I mean, he really does. If he is happy with his role, then all the power to him. I'd love him to finish his career as a Trojan. But if he wants to get out on the field before he exhausts his eligibility, I won't blame him one bit. With the additions of Marshawn Lloyd, Amarian Peterson, and Quentin Joyner, adding in the returns of Austin Jones and Rayleigh Brown, that's a loaded room. It's going to be real hard to get snaps, and a lot of schools could use a back like him. So the idea of him transferring out seems quite likely at this point. Okay, so we can't have a conversation like this without talking about Corey Foreman. And before we go any further, I just want to say that I don't think it's fair to attach the #1 player in the country 5-star tag to Corey's name anymore. He is multiple years removed from his Centennial days. It's not fair to him to keep putting that tag on his name. I think we need to view Corey from a completely different lens, and I think that's going to be real hard from a USC fanbase perspective. I mean, I don't know, I feel like a change of scenery would greatly benefit Corey at this point. He still has a ton of talent, and I still do think he can be a very special player, but is it going to happen here at SC? I'm not really sure about that. The edge room was pretty loaded numbers-wise, and just getting into a different scheme and system might do him wonders. Like with all the other guys, I don't want Corey to leave. I do think he could still explode and break out at USC. I obviously hope he does, but this will be very interesting to monitor as we head into spring ball. There are some other guys I could see transferring out, but I'm just going to kind of throw some names out there and not really go into depth on any of them. Kyron Hudson-Ware is one I could see, Prophet Brown as well. John Jackson and Kobe Pepe are all names that wouldn't shock me. John Jackson does seem like a career Trojan, but I mean the dude can play, so we'll see. But I do want to hear from you guys down in the comments. When this video goes live, I'll be in the comment section hearing what you all have to say about who you could see transferring, who you want to stay, who you want to go, and whatever else you guys want to talk about. But that will do it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy the video, please do consider leaving a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. Again, thank you all so much. You guys are awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.